Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Meaningful Nonsense Podcast. This is episode 5. In this one, we talk about music, how it affects your daily life, how much we love it, and we even dive into a little bit of what we dubbed the Nickelback theory. Stay tuned, it's a fun one. It's got a lot of crazy nonsense in it.
Welcome aboard!
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is episode 5 of the Meaningful Nonsense Podcast. You know, this week I had a lot of things to reflect on, a lot of things to think about, and you know what?
What?
A huge life change is coming on. A huge one. You know, I don't know. You know, we're not going to get into the subject of the podcast just yet, but one thing I wanted to touch on is, you know, one of our previous episodes we talked about chicken. You know, I have a lot of expertise in the chicken business, and I work at Zaxby's currently, but not anymore.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I am
What
going...
happened?
I'm going back to my home, man. I'm going back to Chick-fil-A. And yes, while I did rank them lowest on my tender scale, I happen to love their chicken as a whole more than any other chicken chain, probably.
And
It's like,
that's always subject to change wherever you're working, isn't it?
I admit I can get a little bit
to endorse the product.
employer bias, but
fair enough.
no, this week I got a really awesome offer to work at a brand new Chick-fil-A in Norman, Oklahoma. So
That's good.
everybody go eat there. We open the 31st.
Nice. 31st of January, 2019.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Coming up quick.
Well, I know what I'm eating February 1st.
Zaxby's.
Yeah.
You're a sick freak.
I am.
But anyways, how was you guys this week?
It was good. Work.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Work.
But, you know, it was all right. Not much happened,
We had the
which is
holidays.
also good. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that too. But it's always good when nothing happens because that also means nothing bad happens.
Very true.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. This was
Yeah.
the first full week back,
Mm-hmm.
and it blew. I mean, it did blow. But it was a run-of-the-mill week, a standard one of 52
Yeah.
of every year.
Well, you know what? I got a question for both of you. How many times did you listen to music this week? On the way to work? On the way home from work?
At least every day.
Hold on. 107, I think, is exactly how many times.
Yeah, there's no way I could guess.
I know. It's impossible because, you know, and in this episode we're going to be talking about music and how big of a role and how big of a filler, like a piece of wax that keeps, I don't know if that's a good way to explain it, but
It's a glue.
it fills exactly, it's a glue. It's like the wax that'll fill our life. Those little cracks of moments where we don't have anything to do and we're just chilling and we watch a music video.
It's just an activity that can...
It adds color to an otherwise black and white world.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And it's in every facet of our life. We do it without even realizing it sometimes. You know, you're on the way to work and you turn on the radio. Or you, with purpose, turn on your phone, plug in the auxiliary or connect to Bluetooth.
Go to watch a show and an advertisement comes up and there's music on it and music on the show.
And, you know, I want to read this quote. One good thing about music, when it hits you, you feel no pain. And that was my main man, Bob Marley. You know, music is just something that when you feel what the artist was trying to create and you feel their subject and you can apply it to your own life, that's something that's pretty powerful about music. It can add this.
And it's one of those things, we don't really know what it is, really. It's kind of like energy. We know what it does and the effects of it. We can't put our finger on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I did some research on the history of music, and we honestly don't really know where it started. It's as old as human history.
It's forever.
Yeah.
You know, I had an understanding music course
Nice.
in college, and you know, I didn't learn much, but
Yeah.
what I did learn is there are cultures and tribes and people in parts of the world that aren't quite as what is the word I'm looking for?
Civilized?
Yeah, civilized.
Like
developed as America is, and even some of the other big countries and China, Japan, and things like that.
Yeah.
That their music is just beats.
Yeah.
Just simple beats.
The way it started.
If it's
Pretty
rhythmic,
much,
exactly.
yeah.
If it's rhythmic, it creates a feeling, or it is art. It's something that we can.
It's a force. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the Force.
Absolutely.
Star Wars.
You can study it. You can feel it. You can.
Now we try to apply science to it. That's why music theory exists.
Mm-hmm.
But there's things like jazz that don't necessarily line up.
No, just free form. It's just people getting together, creating a sound that's smooth and makes you reflect, or it can literally, you can put your soul into it.
Yeah. And
it comes out and paints it a certain way. It can be dramatic, it can be comical, it can
move you to, so any emotion that exists, it can move you to that emotion.
Exactly, because if you look at old, really old, back in the 1700s and 1800s, when they would have opera or piano concertos and things of that nature, like artists like Mozart and Johann Sebastian Bach, Beethoven, they would, to make one of their recitals, I don't know if that's a correct word, but picturing hell and demons and making noise, they would use their violins and ways to make it sound like screeching.
Yeah, the different tones.
And it would tell a story. The audience would go to those opera halls and those those stadiums to watch it.
When you think of a heavy tone, you kind of think of something that's horrifying in a way, and a lighter tone is something more happy, and that's what music can do. Like y'all said just a couple minutes ago, it makes you feel emotion.
Because, go ahead.
There's a great scene in what's the movie? One of the top movies of all time, the prison one, Shawshank.
Yeah, Shawshank.
When the main character plays this Italian opera song over the loudspeaker, and a lot of the prisoners are moved to tears. Yeah. They've been deprived of music for decades. And
then to hear that,
it's a great scene.
It's one of the best scenes in the movie.
They don't know what the lady was saying.
No, they don't know anything.
No clue.
And that was going to bring me, that's what I was going to say, is it's something that across cultures, across the world, and people that speak totally different languages, I'm not going to understand anything coming from the Spanish-speaking countries of the world, or even in the African parts of the world. I'm not going to understand any of their music, but I can listen to it.
It's the universal language.
Yeah, everybody can know something that sounds great.
Yeah.
They can feel it. They can be moved by it. And you can even get a sense of what those people are going through based off of their kind of music that they make.
Yeah, I've never met anybody who didn't like some sort of music. Whether or not I liked it was a different change in opinion. But yeah, it's everybody.
Yeah.
And it's something that I've learned. Music,
it's ingrained in our DNA.
Yeah, it is.
I've seen it. I've seen 2-year-olds dance to music and respond.
Yep. We make fun of it, but Baby Shark.
Yeah.
It's just taken the world by storm. It's literally still just made its round to the top 50 on the Billboard charts.
It has over 2 billion views on YouTube.
If you haven't heard Baby Shark, I don't know where you've been. I'm sure you've heard it. But it resonates with kids. Kids hear that simple beat, and they hear the lyrics that are fairly repetitive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, the entire song's repetitive.
Yeah, it's like
changing...
a total of about 10 to 15 words.
Yeah, changing baby, mom, grandma, those type of words.
But it's still, it's something that they can resonate with. It's easy to understand for somebody. They can't speak yet. All they're knowing is to hear.
But they do have music.
They have music, and they have beats. My daughter, I kid you not, beautiful little ray of sunshine. Me and my wife, we're watching Sons of Anarchy. And my daughter's playing, doing whatever. But then when she hears the theme song to Sons of Anarchy, her world stops. She looks at the TV for 45 seconds. Doesn't know what's going on, but she knows she likes that song.
And that song already has meaning to her. Mm-hmm. It means watching the show with their parents.
Yeah, and those are... in that moment, it is crazy how much music is in our lives from the very beginning. Because when we grew up, Lennon and Dalton even can attest, we like a lot of what our parents like.
They are pretty influential on their kids,
and the types of music that we like. And it's crazy because, you know, growing up, grocery store right by our house, on the way there each time, almost every single day, I felt like we were going to Country Boy.
It was a pretty frequent, maybe every day type thing.
And each day, we're driving there, and there's a song, and I'll just look out the window and picture everything on that drive there is like a music video. And whatever song's playing, it's just like I'm in my own music video.
Yeah.
And that moment, it's impactful. Whatever song you're hearing, I can remember 100% one of those times I was listening to a Linkin Park song. It might be, right off one of their top songs.
I can't do that
off the top of my head. Off of the album Hybrid Theory.
Okay.
Numb.
Yeah, it may be Numb that you're talking about.
Yeah, one of those. Anyways, I'm talking about how it impacts me, and I can't even think of the title of the song. But seriously, in those moments, I remembered Linkin Park being... I was just looking out the window, thinking of Linkin Park, imagining I'm in their music video. To the point, Landon, and Dawn, you can attest, we made music videos to other people's songs for fun growing up.
And put them on YouTube,
And it was something that was just...
Yeah.
We did it for fun because...
Well, have we talked about the Boombox Bros on this show?
I don't think we have ever.
It was our first YouTube channel. We would put on videos where you were like the lead singer and would dance around and entertain the crowd. And I was the lead guitarist, and that was it. That was the whole video.
Yeah.
But
we would have special moves that we would do, and to each song we would like choreograph doing certain movements and styles of like to the guitar solo or to the music solo or.
And at the time, it was one of the funnest things. Mm-hmm. It kind of felt real.
It did. It felt like we were in it, even though it was somebody else's production.
Yeah.
Some of them are not even on YouTube anymore. You can't listen to the actual song.
I think they're on YouTube, but they're just copyrighted, so nobody could listen to it.
Different music or whatever.
No, I don't. It just shows a blank screen now. I don't think YouTube does that anymore.
Well, the good thing that we got away with a lot was we would just record ourselves and play the music in the background.
Well, it was Boombox Brothers because we had a literal boombox. We played the music.
And at the beginning of it, before we actually bought CDs and like rip music to CDs and play the song that we wanted for sure, we would just turn on and listen to the radio until we found a song we liked. And then we would boombox to it.
Like this is good. And then we'd run out there, push record, and record a video.
I know, and I can remember one of them was Creedence Clearwater Revival, Hey Tonight.
Yeah.
And it came on, and I just started grooving to it, and it was just on our front porch.
And we didn't know, like, you were the lead singer guy. You didn't know the lyrics.
I didn't know the lyrics.
These were songs we had never heard.
I know. But those moments were the funnest because I feel like I was the lead singer of CCR.
I'm looking at the Guitar Hero guitar, the same one. I guess you still have it in the corner of the room.
Yeah.
That I played.
That's never going anywhere.
No, it's not.
That's staying there.
As my prop. That'll be in the Meaningful Nonsense Museum one day.
Oh, yeah. Well. Oh, yeah. Well,
might have to put that on the back of the wall for people on YouTube.
And I'm telling you, and speaking of Guitar Hero and music in general...
Man, what a game that was.
Dylan, you're the video game guy.
I am.
You know, we have our nostalgic video games, your Crash Bandicoots and things like that, but Guitar Hero, tell me, how amazing the concept of Guitar Hero was.
It was amazing because it put you into the perspective of a guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it's not as hard, but you do get a feel for it. No, there's not. But you get a feel for what it would kind of feel like playing one.
It's just a simple. There's 5 buttons. Maybe 1, 2, 3,
5.
4, 5 buttons. You would have to figure out how to stretch your pinker, your pointer finger, your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky, and you would have to stretch your pinky out to.
Once you played
while
expert,
strumming.
boy.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
while strumming.
Yeah, while also trying to keep a rhythm, and teaches you something. Obviously, an expert guitarist
helps you
would
with
laugh in our
rhythm.
face.
Oh yeah. One of the most addicting games that's ever been created.
I remember playing it for hours
on end,
just trying to beat also trying to beat each other's scores.
Mm-hmm, trying to get 5 stars, trying to get all the way to the end of hard mode,
or trying to play the song perfect, note for note, not missing one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I can recall some of the ones off of what was that? Guitar Hero 3.
That was the big one. That's the one that got us into it.
It had one.
Had One by Metallica.
Painted
it had Painted Black, Rolling Stones.
Devil Went Down to Georgia, which was the final
Joe
song.
Daniels band.
Through the Fire and the Flames
was like an extra. If you beat all of it, you unlocked that song,
which is
very hard,
impossible.
Number of the Beast was
Number of the Beast, Iron Maiden,
Barracuda.
Yeah, a lot of good songs.
There's so many
Schools
good ones.
Out.
And that, like, a lot, most of those, that was the first time we'd ever heard those songs.
Yeah, I know. A lot of those songs in there. And
even though our parents knew every word to them.
So, I have to thank Guitar Hero a lot for introducing us
to
different genres.
Yeah.
Different types and different bands.
Specifically rock and metal.
Classic rock. Some of the best music that's ever been made.
Yeah.
Yep.
In my opinion.
I agree.
Many people would agree that classic rock is one of the best genres.
Let's just go ahead. Let's open that up a little bit. You got, off the top of my head, AC/DC, 2 eras of AC/DC.
Both of them very good, but in different ways.
Mm-hmm. You got your Bon Scott and your Brian
Johnson.
I always want to say Brian Davis because of the local OKC Thunder announcer tie. But sorry, side point. But Brian Johnson era. So that's your Thunderstruck, your Back in Black, For Those About to Rock. Yeah. Those like classic songs. And then you got your Bon Scott, which are also some heavy hitters. It's a Long Way to the Top. Yeah. TNT. Big Balls. Maybe not a radio hit, but one of my personal favorites. Just so many so many good ones. I'm not even going to dive into just them. But then you got your Aerosmith with the crossover with Run DMC for Walk This Way.
Yeah.
Just one of my favorite songs ever.
One of my favorite from Aerosmith.
Mm-hmm. And just too many to even come. I love Whitesnake. Just so many classic rock bands that I could talk about. Rolling Stones.
But if you had to choose one to listen for a day, like over and over, who would it be?
That's hard.
Just classic rock, not...
Well, Lennon's been to an AC/DC concert during the Black Ice.
The Black Ice tour, yeah.
The Black Ice tour. And, they played their heavy hitters, I'm sure. Right?
They did. The full gamut.
Mm-hmm.
And even at their ripe age of 60, honestly, they still rock harder than any of these young guys these days.
I totally agree.
Me personally, for classic rock, it has to be Guns N' Roses.
Oh, I didn't even mention the old boy Axl Rose, which, coincidentally, finished off AC/DC's last tour in a boot, right?
In a
walking boot.
He would sit on a throne and sing the whole concert.
And belt AC/DC songs out.
Because, Guns N' Roses, and they have some of the top hits and the genre itself.
Mm-hmm.
Paradise City,
Sweet Child of Mine, November Rain. There's so many. Welcome to the Jungle. I can't rattle them off when I'm trying to.
They weren't just another hair band.
No.
They were bigger than
that.
They were.
Yeah, they were.
Our dad personally, he's a big fan of Metallica.
Ooh, the hard rock metal.
The Black Album
Yo.
is one of the greatest rock albums. It's, for me, top 5 greatest rock albums ever made.
I would, off the top of my head, have to put it at least in my top 3.
It's good.
It's that good. Metallica is one of those bands that, I didn't live during their reign.
I didn't.
But they were
for much of
popular.
it.
But they're popular today as one of those bands that just are going to stand the test of time, even as old men.
Yeah.
And just great.
Would you consider Queens as classic rock?
Queen? They're classic rock.
Queen,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
70s.
Freddie Mercury, one of the greatest frontmen of all time. In fact,
Yeah.
a movie just made about the band and their impact on music.
Bohemian Rhapsody was the name of the movie.
Oh, yeah. And which, arguably one of the greatest songs, top 10 greatest songs of all time in any genre.
Yeah.
The classic Somebody to Love song. Just so many good ones. Another One Bites the Dust.
Yeah.
And that's just classic rock.
It's just classic. We haven't even mentioned Led Zeppelin.
Oh,
one of the 4 founding fathers of classic rock.
I know. And, to me, Stairway to Heaven used to be the scariest song ever for some reason. We were just so off-putted by it.
The ominous listening to it backwards.
I'm not going to lie, it scared me.
I know, it did. It gave me nightmares.
Yeah.
Like, thinking about if there's a bustle in your hedgerow. And then that just...
what about Van Halen?
Yeah.
You could almost break it down into best guitarist.
Eddie
best
Van
singer.
Halen.
I know.
Changed guitar.
He did.
Yeah, he really did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He changed guitars.
He did,
Specifically, he made his own guitars
to
sound the way he wanted it to.
Oh, no. And, like talking about just classic rock, but there are people out there that they do it for their life, not even to make money. There's just people out there devoting their lives, making it out careers, going for awards. You got the Grammys. You have so many artists just making music, and some of them strike really big. And others
don't.
No, most
the
don't.
The vast majority don't.
No, because music is... Everyone loves music. Some people are really great at it. Yeah. Transcending talent.
Yeah.
Just above, so high on the spectrum of talent-wise and the music they create.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Because, like, nowadays, so much can be made of certain artists using auto-tune or being in the studio too much or, like, messing with their vocals and not truly being just a great talent.
Yeah.
And...
Well, the tools change. And they have.
Absolutely.
But the product... Music is music, no matter what the tool created it.
Yeah, so the sounds will change, but the basis of it will never.
Mm-hmm. The rhythm.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be a tempo. Like there's.
I don't even know music terms. I'm sure there's. I don't know if there happen to be any music majors or actual devoted musicians to listen to this podcast, but I apologize in advance. I'm just a normal human that loves it. I am not musically talented in any way. I tried to play the ukulele because of my favorite band, but we'll get into that. I tried to figure out if I could just make small beats drumming on a table. I can't even do that.
Yeah.
I can, but
I've played a little bit of acoustic guitar.
Mm-hmm. You're pretty good at it.
Even picked up an electric guitar last year.
Ooh.
I'm not real good, but, it's still fun.
Yeah. It's fun to just try to manipulate the strings of a guitar to make sounds that go together.
When you do successfully make the sounds, it feels good.
It feels wonderful. I mean, because Dolan, he even bought himself an electric guitar.
It's right
make
there.
A foray into it. Yeah, it's in the floor right there.
Yeah,
in our little office in Dolan's
Les Paul, I believe.
It's a Les Paul, not a Gibson. I didn't want to spend that much money, but
wanted to save a little bit of his cash.
It was about half the price of a Gibson.
Hey, I'll take it.
But nowadays, they make guitars better quality, so even the cheaper ones are still good.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, there is nothing like playing the Godfather brands of guitars.
Yeah, it's just the aura. It's
just to say you have one.
I know.
Yeah. Like if it were a Gibson, I have a Gibson.
Yeah.
It would just be that, but it makes sounds.
It's
it makes
inherent
good
value.
ones too.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Rolex. It has the name has value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So even if it's not one of their flagship models,
Yeah,
it's still
Yeah, give me the cheapest
And that's
Rolex.
yeah,
it's a Rollie. No
It's a
matter
Rolex,
what.
yeah.
yeah.
You
And
got that ice on your wrist, as the
Yeah.
young kids would say.
And it's the same for guitars
Yep.
and
I agree.
instruments.
And you know, with streaming platforms, you got Spotify, Apple Music,
Mhm.
you got YouTube making its long-standing run into entertainment. You've got just so many ways to listen to music. It's crazy how much you can listen to it. Because personally, my Spotify offers a service, I'm sure many of you have heard about it, that you can do the Wrapped thing towards the end of the year at Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
Tells you how many minutes you listen to, who's your top artists, what your top 5 songs are. And you know, last year, cumulatively, on my Spotify account, me and my wife both have Spotify, so we'll share time. So I'm sure some of my time was taken away, but I listened to 72,000 minutes of music last year.
Yikes!
I'm just plugging my phone in and listening
And
to
that's
my
just-
Spotify.
Yeah,
that's not
just
YouTube.
Spotify.
That's
Just
not any
Spotify.
music I've purchased and used on CDs, because yes, I still like to have a compact disc.
Yeah,
Um,
that's 1,200 minutes
1,200 minutes.
or 20 hours. Is that
Wait,
No.
72,000 minutes.
1,200? Oh, so that'd be 1,200 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20 days.
20 days worth of music. So imagine just sitting in your room listening to 20 days
Which
straight.
honestly, in a
Doesn't seem like a lot.
365-day year,
I know. But the average person, according to Nielsen, listens to 4.5 hours a day, over 32 hours a week. So in a year, that is 70 days
Yeah.
yeah.
worth of music. In a 365-day year, 70 is quite a large chunk.
I mean,
And you know, you obviously, you don't have to just be sitting there devoting time to only listening to music. Usually you do it
Yeah. And I
in
wonder
the
how
background.
I wonder how much of that was intentional listening or just background music
listening,
walking
I know.
through a supermarket.
yeah,
Mhm.
because,
Yeah, because, go ahead and finish your thought.
like you said earlier, I'm the video game person, and on PlayStation 4 alone, I've spent over 5,000 hours of game time.
And if you're playing 2K
They
or
have
NBA
music.
2K or Madden, there's music playing the entire background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless you turn it off, which I
And
don't, because I
if
like the
you're
music.
ever watching TV, every commercial, every movie, everything
Yeah.
is so intertwined with music. Music adds to the suspense of a movie, to the sadness or the happiness of a TV show.
Well-
It literally makes you want to buy a product if they use good music
Yeah,
to
because
back it up.
think of Sinister, at the time, one of the scariest movies that were made.
Yeah, it totally terrified
Without
me in the theater.
music,
as an 18-year-old,
It
or
has-
whatever I was.
It has strange, deranged music.
yeah, and without it, it's
Just be
What
a
are you
weird
even
movie.
watching?
I know, you're
It's
just
just
watching some
watching
weird.
somebody.
Yeah, it drives home. It can accompany any moment in a
Yeah.
movie.
We talked about it a little bit last episode.
Mhm.
The scores, like
The
Star
scores,
Wars
yeah,
score,
Star Wars soundtrack,
John Williams, and
or in Harry Potter.
those are
Indiana Jones.
critical.
Yeah,
Critical.
think about it. What is Harry Potter if it doesn't have that ominous, sort of fantastical, mysterious little jingle at the beginning of every movie?
I love the jingle.
I know.
For Harry
You hear it and you're like, Harry Potter. You could hear that anywhere.
But you can also hear 20th Century Fox.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And even if you've never watched Star Wars, you could probably
You know some of the music.
introduction.
Exactly. And
If you watch like an older movie before they scored every second, pretty much,
Mhm.
it seems so much more dry. Like even the first Star Wars movie
yeah, it seems
Yeah.
a little bit more dry because
There's
not every
long-
moment's accompanied.
spans without any music in the background.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then that's what makes those moments that do have music in the first few Star Wars really,
Gets your heart pumping.
yeah, you remember those moments more because it was
Like,
scored so heavily and wonderfully in
In
those moments.
Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, the
Boom!
Duel of the Fates.
Number one.
Duel
Number
of the
one.
Fates.
That's a good one. The Rocky Balboa theme song.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. Woo. Those moments, those songs, they capture, just captivate you.
We talked earlier about music moving you to any emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Pump Up is a good one.
Oh, yeah. Gonna Fly Now?
Yeah.
Rocky is just one of those movies that motivates you no matter what.
Yeah.
Because it did that music.
Yeah.
But, switching gears just a tad bit, music moves you to any sort of emotion that you could have. But another way we enjoy music besides just streaming or listening into or consuming it on some kind of media is a concert.
And that's a good way to listen to it.
It's arguably
honestly
the best way to listen to any sort of music. Because if you think about it, at a concert, the artist is giving you directly what they're trying to do in their music.
But the atmosphere
and
being
other
around
people consuming it with you and dancing and just enjoying every bit of it, from the light show to the ways they nuance their music in certain ways, like change it from their recorded version.
From their heart to your ear.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to vinyl.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not coming on the radio where a host tells you, hey, listen to this song, blah, 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 or it's talking about something before they put it on. It's just from them to you directly. And this is where, I mentioned my favorite band earlier. I've been to this band 3 times. I've seen them twice in Oklahoma, and I've seen them once in Kansas City. Landon, you were with us the first 2 times. Unfortunately, couldn't make it to the Kansas City show.
But he will be going to one
in Oklahoma in June. I will not make it because I'm having a new son. So that's a good reason to miss one. If I was going to miss one, it's going to be for a kid, because if otherwise, I wouldn't miss.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll go be with my wife while she's giving birth. But this band, it's 21 Pilots.
Yeah.
I think that in today's world of music and entertainment and emotion and music, they bring just something completely different. And they have, it's frontman Tyler Joseph as a singer, and the drummer is Josh Dunn. It's 2 of them. They rely heavily on technology and just being more energetic than every other band. That's what they do.
Which they are, very.
Yeah, they are. They put their heart and soul into it. Literally, Tyler's music sounds super happy. If you decode some of it,
the lyrics are pretty down.
Yeah, they are. It's his struggle. It's his battle. Yeah. And to me, coming at one of the lowest points in my life, started enjoying their music, and from there I've just grown to love it. Absolutely, they're great. And
speaking of video games again, I first heard them on Madden.
I know.
And
it's crazy. I was going through my renaissance of loving them, and then it just so happened clicked over Madden, like Heavy Dirty Soul, one of their songs,
Heavy Dirty Soul,
their singles off of their Blurry Face album.
And believe it or not, on Madden, I turned off every song but Heavy Dirty Soul,
and it was just
played on a continual loop.
and
that was before Dalton ever even told me about it. I just liked the song.
Yeah, that was the first song I heard as well, just in a top 50 mix
list. So it's just one of those things where I've bonded with my brother over it. We've got to go to a concert and bond more than even the Doo Doo Man days, boomboxing. It's just a great, great band, and
concert.
Oh yeah, absolute wonderful concert. They
performance.
It's not. They just go up there and play their songs.
As many bands and many artists
a lot of bands, and I'm not even knocking that, because a lot of bands do it well.
And that's what people want to see most of the time.
But they,
you if you're gonna be on the floor, you better be ready for.
Oh yeah, because it's crazy. Yeah. The people next to you, everybody's doing it.
There's no wiggle room.
No, they get the crowd involved. Oh
yeah.
It's such a crazy environment, and if I'm gonna talk about my second favorite band, and I'm both of these guys love them. Me and Landon have been to 4 concerts.
Wow.
Each time we've attended together with our cousin Peyton. And this last one with our sisters, Aubrey and Braden. Dolan's still never been to one.
No.
And then one time was a benefit concert that we went to for the tornadoes in Oklahoma that happened in, what was that, 2014, 2015?
Yeah, I think
One of those.
I think it was,
could have been
it was
2012. I have no idea.
It was 2013,
to be honest
I'm
with you,
pretty sure.
time is going by way too
Yeah,
fast.
because
I just have to think of decades now.
I think there was one in 2010 that hit one of our ads, and then one in 2013, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well then I'm going with you. But that band is the Kings of Leon. They are
semi-local.
K-O-L.
Yeah,
Started here in Oklahoma.
Yep, they got their big rise to fame. You know,
Talahina?
in Talahina. Yeah.
There's even a song called Talahina Sky.
Go listen to a great song. Talahina. We're the Kings of Leon. I'm just going to tell you right now, they were the first band that I ever, and I'm going to go ahead and use this term, stand, popularized by the video, of course, called Stan by Eminem.
Okay, that makes sense.
And going crazy over a band and like loving them so much that you wish
the
that
first
you could
band
know
that
them.
you listened to every song.
Every song, knew every word, loved, well, almost every word. You know, because Caleb Followell, the lead singer, has a singing style,
especially in his early
days, the rock and roll.
They're very mumble-ish.
Yeah.
Like today's rap.
I think everybody has. Well, I can't say that, but most people have a band or two like that.
Their go-to. You can like a million songs.
You could play any song and listen to it
and love it.
Happy.
And, exactly. Everyone in their discography.
For me, that number 2 is Judah and the Lion, which is probably your third.
Yeah, they were an opening band for
21
Pilots in the concert, one of the concerts in Tulsa. Yeah, and
their performance made me love them even more than...
They were almost every bit as electric as 21 Pilots. I think they modeled their passion and energy.
They did.
I mean, I don't think they just study 21 Pilots and like, we want to do this, but they're very similar in the way that they approach music and putting their heart and soul into it and going up and putting on a show.
But if you see what works, you replicate it with a twist to make it your own.
And 2018 was the year of 21 Pilots. I mean, them guys, they won them a Grammy. They had the Billboard top song, one of the top songs all year, Stressed Out, Ride. Heavy Dirty Soul was a big one at the time. You know, they came out with Heathens that played in the movie Suicide Squad.
The first song of the ending credits.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so Judah and the Lion, back to them. Just a fantastic performer. I've been to a concert, Lumineers. Landon, you were at that concert along with Peyton.
I have a poster signed by the 3 band members on my
Judah
dresser
and
a hat.
Yeah.
JTNL.
JNTL.
Or right, JNTL. I was reading it.
No, you're good.
No, JNTL.
And with each concert you go to comes the openers. Like Judah and the Lion was an opener. We love them. Mm-hmm. You know, Kings of Leon hasn't really had an opener. I think that's just so strong that makes me love them. I think probably the best was the most recent one where we were at the floor. We were on the barricade.
Yeah, we were on the little fence.
Yeah, we could see their glistening skin.
Oily,
very sweaty skin, drinking.
We, Band of Horses was a pretty good
opener. Band
of
Horses was pretty good.
They ended up making it pretty okay in the music industry.
Mm-hmm. They had a few songs playing on some pretty popular movies. Borns opened for Lumineers.
Yeah.
They were really good. They're a
opener.
pretty big band. John Bellion opened for 21 Pilots. They were pretty good. Of course, Mute Math, who's pretty big in the alternative rock section. I don't care for them much.
They're not your favorite.
They're not my favorite. Some of their music that they make specifically, I don't really vibe with. But anything they've done with 21 Pilots has been pretty good.
Yeah, there's
Tall
Heights.
Tall Heights for Judah and the Lion was really good. Chef Special for 21 Pilots was good.
Yeah.
So all this to say, live music in any capacity, even at our miniature Six Flags in Oklahoma called Frontier City.
Yeah.
Excuse me. At that venue, they put on concerts, and usually they're middle of the road, probably mostly country bands.
And
being in
often.
Oklahoma.
Well, I mean, we are in
Actually,
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
The one time we were there years ago, they had Montgomery Gentry
Oh,
there.
and that was huge. Rip
The
Gentry.
I think it was Gentry.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember his first name off the top of my head, but man, rest in peace,
I
that
couldn't
guy.
even tell you
They
the
were
song.
good. They had that's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the only one I can rattle
Yeah,
off the top of my head. But they've got some good songs. Lucky Man. There's a song called Lucky Man that's really good. And just watching live music.
I mean, we were actually there riding rides, but we went down there and watched it for a
Yeah,
while.
I know, like almost looking at them. Just
Now you can watch pretty much anybody.
mm-hmm.
It's enjoyable. It's
Yeah,
just
I know.
better live.
It's just way better live. You've been. I can say this pretty confidently that your dad loves the band Iron Maiden.
I think it's his favorite band.
ever.
Yeah.
And you've been what 2-3 times now?
Twice.
And
I'm not even that into them.
yeah, but when you go, it's enjoyable. They
they're
put on a
electric.
good show. I know.
In their old age, they
I'd
put
like
on
to
a
go see them,
brilliant
and I know
performance.
one song, like
It's like a
wholeheartedly.
musical.
I know. I would go to a musical and just listen to the music. I love oh man, musicals is a whole entire other genre.
in terms of musicals, there's Oklahoma.
Yeah, big time. Everybody knows Oklahoma.
I think, most people, in fact, kind of that's their first association with the state.
Isn't there a musical
Yeah.
named after you?
A musical, and they have good football down there.
Yeah.
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 That's what we're known for. And tornadoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a
Naders.
Hey, come to
Yeah.
Oklahoma. We got a musical named after our state. We got good football, and we got naders.
and where it can rain, snow, shine, and have a tornado
all
the same
in the
day.
same day.
Yeah.
And we got all seasons in one day.
Yeah. Pretty
and
much.
an earthquake.
And then we'll sprinkle in some earthquake because we fracked our entire part of the
Yeah.
crust
Yeah.
into oblivion. I'm sorry, that's a total tangent. I'm sorry, but all
You
this
can
to
tell
say,
Dalton's really passionate about earthquakes.
I actually don't even know if that is true. I just regurgitate some little bit of scientific info I've gotten. But all this to say, every memory I have personally is tethered to a song, or an album, or a timeline that reflects attitude and growth. I can think of puppy in the background. I can think of different eras of my life that I have had that music is a part of.
It can give you chills.
Mm-hmm.
It can take you straight back to some memory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful. And that's why I love music. It's so powerful. I hear a song and I know what I was doing the time I heard that song in the past.
Yeah.
I know what I was doing based off of the guitar solo. The Tom Morello guitar solo in Bulls on Parade only makes me think of Guitar Hero, and all the summers you were over every single day trying to beat the hard campaign on Guitar Hero.
Yeah. I think we did, if I remember right.
Oh, yeah, we did. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Finally, after forever, we could not beat Knights of Sidonia by Muse. It took us
at least 3 days straight
just on that song.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was tough. It was a tough song. It was tough.
Devil Went Down to Georgia was not
because it was a battle, right?
Yeah,
it was a battle where you had
battle.
to
especially on
power
hard.
up the other one. I know.
Yeah.
Strum the whammy bar.
Because
we're keeping that
yeah.
Devil Went Down to Georgia and Guitar Hero specifically, you had to save your power-ups until the end.
So that way you could throw them all at once, and there was no way that they could come back from it.
And that's the only way you could win.
Yeah, we played on... we were fueled by ramen.
Yeah, we were literally...
And Mountain Dew.
That's all
3
we
liters
drink.
of
3 liters.
Lightning.
Mountain Lightning.
Big, got after
huge
it.
bottle. Just every day we would get 1 3-liter and we would drink it all day and then we'd be gone. And we would have a package of... Let me just go ahead and tell you, kids. Top ramen, bleh. Marashan ramen, bleh. Real ramen, oh, that's decent, okay? But yellow smack ramen, music, certain songs will make me think of Yellow Smack Ramen.
I'm surprised it's taken this long to mention Smack
it
Ramen
in this podcast. I know. We're talking about music, but now we're going to divert into a series of reviewing of ramen noodles. And I'm telling you right now, if there's anything I'm as passionate about as music, it's ramen noodles. And what are they doing to our ramen noodles nowadays?
Well, you do know that
They're just...
I think the company that makes Marashan bought Smack Ramen.
Yeah, and they ruined it.
And they don't
Bottom
even
out.
sell
They
them
didn't
anymore.
improve it. Because it was Union
Nissan-
Bay or...
Yeah,
Nissan is Top Ramen.
No, then it's Nissan who
Okay.
bought out Smack Ramen.
It was Union Bay or something like that. Had a little blue underwear-looking symbol.
Yeah, the chicken package was yellow with the blue front.
Yeah.
And it had a special chicken brothy flavor that the other ones didn't.
Oh, it was just better in every way.
It was.
The flash fried...
I truly believe that.
No, I really do.
Well, I know most don't.
It wasn't as waxy.
No.
It was actually
The noodles were
more
better.
Noodles, yeah.
The noodles were good. And, I'm not a purveyor of excellent, fine ramen noodles, like handmade, that have delicious broth, I'm sure. With
I've probably
meat,
I've
beef.
never eaten real ramen.
Yeah.
No, I've had
It's
pho.
always preserved.
Had pho.
ramen
I don't
that
know
I've
if that's
had.
the same, but I'm just telling you right now. But these are the things that we're having a conversation about music, but because of talking about Guitar Hero,
It triggered that
It
memory.
triggered
Again.
everything.
Well, it's because it's a precious memory to you.
it is. It really is.
Yeah.
Music tethers to everything.
I do think we needed to get that out there, though, about
No,
the
we
ramen.
did. Yeah, and we'll bring it up again because I'm
Probably
not over
50
it.
more times.
I'm not over it.
Just
No.
50?
If anybody listens this far into the podcast, please agree with me that Yellow Snack Ramen or whatever you remember
At
it
first it was
as.
smack. They changed it to snack with an N.
Yeah,
And we call them smackaramens.
Smackaramens. You gotta add that smackaramens.
Smackaramen.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I would eat two at once in a big old bowl.
Yeah. We ate them
and-
before bed.
I know.
there.
Eat a ramen and then go to sleep.
It was breakfast, lunch, and dinner. With also being the snack in between.
Yeah.
It was just ramen all day,
We
every
weren't
day.
very, very healthy children. I'm still not very healthy.
Not to
No, me neither.
mention 2 cups of sugar and Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Oh. And
And tea.
And sweetie.
If we're gonna go this far off topic, let me
We're
just
gonna
tell you right
divulge.
now. I'm gonna get it all out there. We would make a gallon of sweet tea. Yeah, a pitcher of sweet tea. I think it was a little over a gallon's worth. Might have been 1.25. And what we would do is we would put 2 cups of sugar into it to where it no longer was sweet tea.
It was Kool-Aid.
There was a little bit of
It was
crystal
tea-flavored
sugar
Kool-Aid.
left at the bottom that you would get in your
It
drink.
wouldn't fully dissolve
It
sometimes.
wouldn't fully dissolve because there was so much sugar. It just wouldn't. And we actually started calling it Sweet Eat.
Because, you had to eat with it.
You had to eat the sugar.
The sugar,
Yeah.
So
yeah,
much
sweetie.
sugar. Sweet Eat. And I was so excited about that idea that I bought a new pitcher, wrote Sweet Eat on the side, and that's what we would
Which,
make our sweet
is
tea
very
in.
clever because tea backwards is eat.
It is. Yeah.
It is. Yep. So, wait.
Oh, no, it's not.
There's a letter in there next to
Okay,
Hey, but it's
let me
the same
rephrase.
letters.
Let me rephrase. If you were to change the letters, you could spell eat. But, you could also spell 8.
What is that, an anagram?
I believe.
Anagram. Like, you know how Tom Riddle was
That's
Voldemort.
twice already. I've messed up letter.
Hey,
So.
but you know what?
Hey,
I don't think that- I don't think that-
I worked 10 hours. I'm tired. I actually wanted to go to bed.
Hey, but to bring it all back in, it's music that gets us back to those fond memories that we
Yeah,
have of our
it
childhood,
is.
our teenage years, of everything. It's such a powerful art form. It really is. And
it's an unexplainable thing. It's a non-tangible.
It really is, because how can one person remember thousands of songs but not remember what they did to a T yesterday?
exactly. How do I remember a song that's 10 years old that
What
I
did you
haven't
eat for
listened to
breakfast
once?
yesterday?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
Couldn't tell you. But I can recite every word of Rosanna by Toto,
I could
which was
probably
recorded in the
recite
80s
every
or 90s.
word of Through the Fire and the Flames.
The Flames. But what?
From how many
I don't
times
even
we had to
listen to
play
that.
it, yeah.
I don't even really just enjoy that song.
I haven't listened to it since those days.
But I could recite the
Yeah,
words.
that too. How can you remember a song from 10 years ago,
You just...
but not what you ate for breakfast
I know.
yesterday?
Yeah.
And I can recite... I don't even know if you know what I'm talking about, but the song Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield, I could sit here and recite every word.
Is that the one that says the rest is still unwritten?
Yep.
Yeah.
Such a classic song. And everybody knows the Making My Way Downtown, Walking Fast. That song.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows the words, but why? But why? Why do you know the words? It's because music is just king, man. It's the king art form.
It's like one of the elements, like water, wind, and fire.
And music.
And music.
I'm gonna go ahead and make a decree right now that it needs to be an element. Yeah, it does. It makes a beat.
Yeah.
Or not a beat, but a sound that could be...
Yeah, it creates
manufactured
a vibration that can create a rhythm.
Yeah, it creates notes.
I like that.
Yeah.
It does. Or
Because if
sliding
if you
on
go,
the table with my
If
hands.
you go through a tunnel in a windy day, it kind of creates a echoey, just deep tone kind of rhythm.
And it's just crazy. It really is. I didn't expect, us to be able to talk about something like this for so long. But I can.
Yeah.
Because it's powerful. It's every day. Think about it. I challenge any one of you on your car ride to work next week. If you're listening to this over the weekend, maybe you have a weekend shift. I don't know. Try to go your car ride without listening to anything and just sitting in silence.
Just sit in silence?
Mm-hmm. Just sit in silence.
I don't want to do that.
Did somebody steal your car radio?
I'm not doing that.
Sorry.
Hey, you got to get your TOP reference in while you
just
can.
a reference to our favorite band.
Yeah.
So anyways, stay tuned for next week for the Three Guys Talking in a Room podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
Just a joke that happened to come before the episode.
We're going off the rails. Sorry, I'm just a weirdo.
Something we also talked about before the episode. How you think that Imagine Dragons and Nickelback.
Oh, that's okay. We're on the topic of music.
That, right?
I'm talking about that. All right.
Talk about that.
Yeah. Okay. We're at 52 minutes here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and
we're about halfway done.
Oh yeah, a quarter of the way. Why does everybody hate Nickelback? Why? Give me one good reason. Is it because Chad Kroger's fantastic because he's got a nice coarse voice? Oh yeah.
Look at this graph.
Oh, my favorite line.
Classic.
Yeah. Tremendous meme.
It really is. It's been memed in so many great ways. But I'm serious, though. Why is it that Rockstar isn't viewed as a classic song?
Yeah.
Why is How You Remind Me not viewed as a great song? Far Away. So many good.
What I honestly think is one person of influence said that they don't like Nickelback.
And all of a sudden everybody started piling on. It's the same way with Creed.
Nickelback.
Oh, it's a compilation. It's a compilation. Right.
Yeah.
We get the idea, though.
And I just... Please. Why do people hate Nickelback so much? And like you said, Dalton, I'm sure it is because one person said, I hate Nickelback. And 10 other people start hating Nickelback, and suddenly everybody hates Nickelback.
It's an interesting story because they created a bunch of mega hits.
I know,
they're not a one-hit wonder.
Somebody liked them.
Yeah.
Somebody bought their CDs and albums.
Yeah.
Somebody bought them
because they were famous for a while.
Millions.
I know. They made tons of money. They're rich. And they created good songs. It's the same way with the band Creed. They're a little bit older now. But they had produced big hits like With Arms Wide Open. And they had that classic... Sorry for my bad impersonation, but I'm telling you...
impersonation.
They created songs that still are beloved by people. I don't understand why they're hated.
Yeah, I really don't.
I don't get it.
We should do a case study.
No, we really should. A case study. Looking for our hypothesis would be... Why do people hate good music? I don't know. I don't understand what I would do there. But yeah, a case study. Diving deep into the ethics of the music business and why certain bands are pushed out.
Nickelback is kind of like the Keanu Reeves of music.
I know.
Yeah.
They're very similar.
They do is produce hits. Everybody loves The Matrix. Everybody loves the movie Speed. As far as I know, people love the John Wick movies.
I'm pretty
Why do they
sure.
hate Keanu Reeves? Or who's the other one?
While
actor.
you're thinking,
Go ahead.
Now, a video game called Fortnite, I'm sure pretty much everybody's heard of Fortnite.
Oh, yeah. Ninja. Millions and millions of dollars of streaming the game.
In Season 3, they made the Reaper skin, and it replicates John Wick.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's right. I remember that.
I'm sure
That was a cool
nobody who even plays that game anymore knows it's Keanu Reeves and
Mhm.
John Wick.
one. Yeah.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
I'm still not... And who's the guy who plays in National Treasure?
That is
Nicolas
Nicolas
Cage.
Cage.
Nicolas Cage. He's another guy.
Yeah.
People hate Nicolas Cage in his movies.
Put the bunny in the bag.
I mean,
that one's
was
the...
that, Con Air?
Yeah, Con Air.
Con Air.
All that guy did was have movies made that people would go and watch, and for some reason now they just hate him.
The Nickelback
They
of
love
movies.
to hate him.
The Nickelback of movies.
He even a little bit more than Keanu Reeves just hated.
Yeah, because I mean,
I would agree with that.
Keanu Reeves is in a movie. I think is in theaters now called Replicas.
I can't tell you that I even know
Hey,
that.
I saw something about that.
Okay.
And I like Keanu Reeves, so I'll probably watch it.
Hey, right on. And more power to you, because you know what? They're good. They're good.
Just like Nickelback.
And Nickelback's great. I'm sorry. I like them. And I'll continue to listen to them.
Oh, you do like them?
Yeah. I love Nickelback.
I actually
pull up
do
my
like
Spotify
a lot of
right
those
now. I
songs. How do you
know,
not
all
like
those songs.
that? You don't like that song,
And,
Photograph?
Yeah.
Speaking of... Yeah, I know. It's such a good song. And speaking of how songs and movies make you like certain songs, the Sam Raimi original Spider-Man trilogy that got almost everybody hooked onto comic book movies. Because let me just tell you that I didn't really get into X-Men.
No.
But those are what started comic book movies for me.
And I think those three movies started this craze.
Not even the Hulk.
No.
You didn't like the Hulk?
The Hulk with Eric Bana it's just not very good. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now. If we were doing a movie review over the Hulk,
I remember it being pretty good, but
it was good. But now, if you watch it, it's so boring and got so little action as to what a Hulk movie should be.
There's not a whole lot of Hulk smash.
No, very little. The first 45 minutes is bland, almost as bland as a Nissan Top Ramen.
Yeah. When it comes to Hulk, is there even a debate on who the best one is?
No, it's Edward Norton.
Lou Ferrigno.
Are you okay? I was thinking of Mark Ruffalo,
yeah,
but
he's
okay.
definitely the best modern Hulk.
Lou Ferrigno? I'm just kidding. Mark Ruffalo.
They do mix his voice into Mark Ruffalo's
They
Hulk.
do, and I'm glad they do.
Yeah, because
he's
iconic.
Yeah.
He's an iconic character, Lou
Exactly.
Ferrigno. But anyways, I don't forget. Oh, Nickelback. I love them. Sorry, I won't hate them. But
the parallel
also,
was...
Imagine Dragons is just creating smash hits. After hits.
Pretty much every song and every album.
Thunder, which I will agree doesn't have very many lyrics. It's not very...
Believer.
Yeah, it's very little depth to a
the song Believer.
Yeah, the song Believer's good. They've done...
I think it all started with Radioactive.
No,
right?
Radioactive was a huge hit.
Which one of my favorites by them is... I don't know... A lot of songs I don't know the title, but I do know every word to them. I'm on Top of the World.
I'm on Top of the World is the title. There's a song called Friction, Smoke and Mirrors. There's just Polaroid. There's so many songs I can name off the top of my head. But people are now comparing them to Nickelback.
Yeah. I really don't understand.
They're the Nickelback of today.
They're different genres.
And people just love to hate.
They do.
I've decided. People just love to hate.
And they played halftime for the national championship.
I know, and that's what prompted me to talk about this, is because a lot of people were like, why are they the halftime show? Nobody likes them. Like, are you kidding me? nobody likes Imagine Dragons, but yet they're constantly in the top 10 on Billboard, iTunes, Spotify.
They're probably my third or fourth favorite band.
I would love to see them, and all they do is spread positivity. I don't understand why people hate them. They haven't done anything.
I think it's because of their...
If there's some huge scandal that comes about, maybe you can hate them,
I do
but
think
why?
it's because of their meteoric rise, how they rose pretty fast and
I think we need
in a certain amount of time. I mean, they had grown steadily through their albums.
The Nickelback theory or something.
I know.
Yeah.
The Nickelback theory.
The Nickelback
theory.
theory.
That's what we're going to call the episode.
The Nickelback theory.
The Nickelback theory.
There you go.
I don't know. Maybe we'll come up with something. I don't know, but I'm serious. Why? That's all I got to say.
No, I think we should call it Music is Meaningful.
Ooh. Playing on the podcast name.
Yep. But I mean, it is.
Guys, we're at an hour. I think we've talked about a lot of really good stuff. Nickelback's great.
If there's one thing
you got to take away from this, it's that Nissan Top Ramen ruined ramen noodles. Music is the most powerful substance art form on earth, and Nickelback's greater than your favorite band.
Yeah, I don't.
That might be too controversial. I don't know.
You really think they're better than 21 Pilots?
I said better than your favorite band, but actually your favorite band is 21 Pilots. It's better than everybody else's favorite band, mine and Dalton's, and Landon is probably TOP's probably
he
2
likes
or 3.
To exaggerate.
It's got to be pretty high. I don't know.
Well, that's a good point. You bring that up, actually.
Yeah, go ahead and tell me. Go ahead and air it out. Who do you like best?
Well, I'm not going to tell that. I'm not going to answer that because it depends.
It does. On mood.
Some days, you never know. I might be listening to Hank Williams some days. And that's all I want to hear.
I know. Or old, or not even old, but like folk music. And I want to hear a banjo, or I want to hear a random country.
Yeah. And you can play the game of if you could only have one album on a desert island.
It's too hard.
You can only have one band ever again.
It's too hard.
You can do that.
But how do you know that it's just what you're feeling on that day? It really is. And that's how, even last week with favorite movie franchises, it was hard.
It was.
Because, different heartstrings are tugged at each one of those movies. We ranked those movie franchises.
Yeah.
So, for real. Go ahead.
Like today, I feel like Maze Runner is in my top 5.
No, we didn't even say the Maze Runner.
Is there anything we need to say about the project in general? Like the blogs, the vlogs.
Let me go ahead. Let me go in with this. I do have a vlog filmed, ready to go. I just have poor internet. I haven't uploaded it yet, but it's of me and my wife. It's a family type blog. We're gonna go ahead and post it on the Meaningful Nonsense YouTube channel. Just to go ahead and start another avenue that we want to try to get media out there and content for people to consume, whether it's 10 or 10,000, or hopefully in the future it could be 10 years from now and 10 million people. They'll probably never reach that, but it's a goal,
You probably never even reach 20.
You want to set your goals high.
You set them high, and then you just try to do your best to reach as high as you can go.
Shoot for the moon, you'll land in the stars.
Oh, yeah.
Or something along those lines.
Something like that. Hey, that's better than what I would have done. And I write blogs on Meaningful Nonsense, DOTBLOG.wordpress.com. That is meaningfulnonsense.blog.wordpress.com.
And that is kind of hard to remember, so there will be a link in our YouTube channel.
Put that in there.
Yeah.
Because that...
And I write
a lot
little
of dots in that.
fun nuggets, serious nuggets, just random daily wisdom. I'm not a super great writer yet, but I'm going through writing a few blogs a week, maybe 1 or 2 or 3.
The last one was outstanding.
Life was Wonderful.
It might have been the best one yet.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm really glad. I put a lot of effort into making sure that what I'm doing each day means something. And that's part of the podcast,
that's kind of what we are.
Mm-hmm. Is we want we had fun. We talked about random stuff. We diverted our topics into nonsensical ramen noodle speak. But that means something. Mm-hmm. And if that made one person smile, then I have conquered what I set out to do with the podcast and what we have set out to do. And hopefully y'all are enjoying what we're doing. whether it be reading my blog, reading or watching the vlog with a V, or
video log.
Video log, or listening to this podcast, because it may not look like it, but we actually really do enjoy putting effort into this. Landon edits, Dolan comes in, adds an element
Comes
that
in
we need,
unaware of the topic and just
and adds in a spark to it, and and I put a little bit of effort into it. It's just fun. I hope y'all are taking something from it, and also be looking out for Dominate Your Dash merchandise. I don't know how. Maybe we're gonna do a dry run that me and Landon and Dolan are gonna be wearing shirts in our videos and the podcast. Dominate Your Dash.
Yeah,
please go read that.
I have to come
blog.
up with the graphic on that.
We'll link that.
Running through ideas.
Yeah, I've got a little mock-up of like just some comic book lettering type stuff, but yeah, that's been a good one.
Is it over?
You got anything to add?
No.
Don't?
No.
All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and sign off. I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you for listening. Wherever you are, whenever you may be. Thank you.
Have a good one.
See ya.